Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm going to be able to do a little broadcast here and show you filming the Crazy Asian as I'm heading to the office. So using the other phone here, I'm going to move this down so that way you don't get too much of the visor there. And then I'm using my phone here using the Anchor app, and we're going to do Tuesday even though it's Wednesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Sherman here, the Crazy Asian. Hope you're having a fantastic now, the moment that you listen to this. Talking today about career progression, and specifically we're going to be diving into the concept that you don't have to know exactly what you want to do the moment that you start your first job. So it's completely okay and a part of your career to be able to try something. Have a go at a particular role in a specific industry, see what you like, see what you don't like, and then shift. Before we jump into them a little bit more, let's hear a word from our sponsor. Okay. So then all that I'm doing here is I'm breaking up that segment and putting in a little bit of a title here to that segment. And then I'll put in the sponsorship. So let's see what that is a title. Alright, so then it's publishing right now. And I can add a sponsored segment, and as it's logging, that's what it's doing. And once it's done, keep recording. All right, everybody. So a lot of times when I talk to individuals about their career, whether they're 60 years old or whether they're 22, the very similar question that comes up if they're not satisfied with where they are is, I don't know what to do, Sherm. Like, where should I go? And my response typically is, well, what do you enjoy doing? And they go, well, I don't know what industry I should be in, and they start going into too many specifics. And so I say, no, step back. So imagine you're going into work, or not going into work, but you're going to work. What does that look like? What are you doing? What do you enjoy doing? So for me, because I love people, I think about going to a networking event, shaking hands, getting to know people, because I view myself as a leader and want to lead others. I see myself having one-on-one conversations. I see myself doing some training and development. I see myself presenting to a group of individuals. That's what I see for myself, and so that's what I like to do. And so if you've ever taken a kind of a personality profile, a DISC assessment, it lets you know where your personality is. It gives you some key identifiers on what you probably enjoy doing. Now, again, these are personality types, not exactly your scenario. So you're going to agree with some items and you're going to not agree with some items. I will say there's no right personality. You are who you are, and that's okay. We all have specific weaknesses, and so don't get too caught up on that. Focus all in on the strengths. And another great process, there's a book called Strength Finder 2.0. I also seen it as Clifton, Clifton, Clifton Strengths 2.0, and they break it down into 36 different skills. And for $20, you can then take an assessment, and then you have access to the book. The assessment, I want to say, took about 25 minutes to complete. And for me, then mine was strategic, includer, connector, win others over, and strategic. And so with those being my 5 strengths, I look for opportunities where I can be a connector to individuals. I can include people into my organization as a leader. I am strategically thinking, so it does lend itself to a leadership role. Win others over, and what was it, activator? Strategic, includer, connector, win others over, and it might be activator. So I like to start things. So I like to build. So I'm at an organization where it is changed. They're changing the landscape, and I like that idea. I like the idea of building something. I love the opportunity to connect to other individuals. It works well in my role. A part of it's recruiting. The other part is team individual development, team development. So I really enjoy what I do on a daily basis. So as I look at what I do, I'm using my 5 strengths 80 to 90 to almost 100% of the time, because that's what I decided to do. not everybody gets to that point. So don't get too caught up. If you're not doing exactly what you want to be doing, you can eventually get there. So I find these assessments to be phenomenal to be able to identify for yourself. So let's go to your particular career. Have a go at something. Try recruiting. Try being, business development at a bank. And then if you like it after, a year, stay with it. If you don't, then go find something different. There's nothing wrong with identifying, man, I hate the banking industry. Find it way too boring. I need to be dealing with animals, so I'm going to go work at the Humane Society. Boom, perfect. You decided to teach children, and you realize, man, I would rather be teaching, in the college level. Go back to school. Go get that PhD. Go get that master's degree. Go start teaching at schools. Go teach at the community college. There's large opportunities for us to be able to start moving our careers in a path that we want to be in. Well, sure, I want to make money. Earning money is one thing. That's completely separate from what your career is. So don't get caught up there. Don't think that just because you're a teacher, you can't command a different income, and it's not going to be mainly then through your profession. You're going to probably identify some kind of side hustle that allows you the opportunity to be able to do more and get more. So as you start shifting your mindset towards having a go at something, what you'll find is there's certain tasks that you enjoy doing, there's certain tasks that you don't enjoy doing, and finding out those things that you don't like is just as valuable as as finding and identifying the things that you do like. And remember that when we hitch ourselves to a particular company, a particular role, that role is going to change over time. The executive, the secretary that started out and no longer just types things. Everybody else types stuff. So that secretary now transformed into administrative assistant and might have turned to a director of first impressions, might have transformed to more of an office liaison, office manager. And so understand that we might start somewhere and it evolves over time. We get better, we get smarter, we identify certain things that we enjoy doing, we identify there's certain things that we don't like to do, and it's okay to identify and say, you know what, hey, hand up, I don't like doing that kind of stuff, and to be quite honest, I'm not the best at it. So there's somebody else that we could send, that'd be great. So if let's say you're the office administrator and you don't like networking, you like going out and meeting friends and work in the room, well, guess what? Then you just tell the team, that's not something I really see myself doing, guys, on a regular basis, since that's not really my strong set. We should really let the marketing person do that. The marketing person is going to be more elated and excited because now she can get out of the office and no longer be stuck working on a bunch of designs and animations and logos and other creative content. She now has the opportunity to start building a network, and it's just a portion of her day, a portion of her week that allows her then to be able to flex that people side. And so when we start allowing the employees to grow within the different strengths that they have, we can then help them get to where they want to go. Too often, I think I find a lot of leaders, they want their employees to bleed and die for the organization for their entire career, when in reality, if they were to be honest with themselves, what are your strengths? What do you want to be doing? How can we get you in front of it? Where do you want to go from a career perspective? And hey, if eventually you want to run your own business in our industry, let us help you get there. There's no problem of that occurring. When it comes to that cliche phrase, don't burn any bridges, it's truly that. When you work with other individuals and you communicate with them, make sure that you never turn anybody off. Even if you decide to go do your own thing, don't tell everybody off the day that you leave. It might feel good to be able to do that and say those things, but it's going to be of little value to you long term, because you're going to run into those individuals again. Even if you stay in the same industry but you change geography, move locations, it's a small industry. You'll find people that will run into you that know you, and if they know that you are a jerk, well, guess what? They're going to pass that word on to your new employer. Also, most communities, no matter how large, like a New York City, an LA, a Houston, a Dallas, eventually you might run into people again. And so you just be careful. Although we live in a very large world, 7.2 billion people, it still feels very small. Sherm's out. So now what I'll do is I will put a title on that segment for All right, and then I will then publish it. Crazy Asian Podcast done.